Shalom, shalom. We want to give all honor and praise and glory to Yahweh in the name of his begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. That's all praises to the Most High in the name of his Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus the Christ, right? And today's topic, it's gonna be more of like a health related, guide, using the scriptures, right? It's things that we all should apply, things that we got to hear every once in a while again for those who are familiar with the health, familiar with some of the things that we're talking about. We freestyling this, and what inspired me to even go to this, to even touch on this, was a certain particular scripture that I heard a brother bring out. And I thought it was such a profound scripture. We gotta deal with it. It's important, you know what I mean? Like the scripture says, right? It says the herbs are used for our healing, right? In the scriptures in Genesis. So we got to be on point. The scriptures gives us a breakdown of the different things that we can use to utilize, to be healthier and stuff, right? Fasting also, something that is important for health as well. The picture that you see on your screen, you got this man on the bottom right hand corner, which is Dr. Sebi. You could look him up on your own. Some of us brothers and sisters already know who Dr. Sebi is. He was a holistic healer, right? Even me, in my path to becoming Israelite, or getting the knowledge and understanding and remembrance of being an Israelite, I went through different schools. I was very much into health and exercise at a certain point, and I spoke to a conscious brother at a particular time in a martial arts gym that I was attending, and that brother put me on to other brothers named Dr. Africa and also Dr. Sebi. Through Dr. Sebi, a whole world opened up for me through Dr. Sebi, different understanding of different philosophy, different things. And, some of the things that he taught was, having a alkaline food diet and, dealing with the health, right? So this brother, Dr. Sebi, recently passed away in his 80s, I believe. And he left a legacy behind him and a lot of different students. And you could do the research on Dr. Sebi, you should. And, study to show thyself approved, dealing with some of the health aspects that he brung out, right? But he used the scriptures as well, dealing with the health, right? Some of the things that he also, like, just, this is me freestyling, right? Some of the things that he also exhorted and brought out from the scriptures was that we supposed to be eating fruits and vegetables that have a seed, right? You can find that in the scriptures. I'll bring that out maybe later on if we remember, right? But not even getting into all of that, you see this 102 minerals that make up the human body. This right here was something I was looking for a long time. And I finally, a sister shared it in one of the Hebrew groups. If you're not a member of Healthy Hebrews, you should join that group. And Facebook, join that group, Healthy Hebrews, right? I forgot exactly which group shared this picture particular. I don't think it was Healthy Hebrews. It might be another one that escapes me right now. But this is something, just put it on your computer, have it on deck, right? This is a great, like, all right, when you're looking at certain ingredients, sometimes we see in ingredients and certain food products and, supplements, we don't understand what it is that that we need and we don't need. If it doesn't have something from this list right here, then you shouldn't even really be dealing with it, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? So just as this is like for future edification, you can go into each of these minerals and see the functionality. If you really want to go deep into the health, see the different things and the different foods that contain these things. Just remember that these are all the minerals that help make up the human body, right? And what's great is that in the scriptures, you're gonna find dealing with the dietary law, right? It's powerful scriptures, man. It goes so deep. This lesson could be hours long, right? Well, you're gonna find that dealing with the dietary law, dealing with the foods that the Lord told us that we can eat, the clean foods, that you're gonna find minerals that pertain to those foods within this body of list, right? A mega food that Dr. Sebi promoted a lot, that a lot of conscious brothers promote a lot, and that that I've definitely tasted myself, and it has done wonders for me, and I need to incorporate it more. I have some in my closet pantry right now. Is It's called sea moss, Irish sea moss. Now, when dealing with the sea moss, you have different grades of the sea moss. You gotta do your diligent research on the source of where to get your sea moss. Me, when I get my sea moss, I go to our Benjamin brothers and sisters, the so-called Caribbean, our so-called West Indian brothers and sisters. I support that and their businesses, and I purchase sea moss from them, when I'm able to. You know what I'm saying? When you get it online, sometimes you'll see cheap sea moss for cheaper. You got to be careful because the source of the sea moss, the location that they get in the sea moss, might not be the most abundant source. It might not have. It might not be. It might not have the minerals. All up in there. Like it might. It might not be. It might not be the best choice, for lack of a better way to describe it. There's a brand of sea moss that I have here. I can't show it on the screen right now, but it's called Surafin. You could look it up. Surafin from the West Indies, right? S as in Sam, E-R-A-F as in flower, I-N from the West Indies. Herbs and spices. That's a manufacturing company in Brooklyn. Supposedly this is from the West Indies. This is the sea moss that I got on deck, and it's a reasonable price, and it's great. This is what I got. I got 2 pounds of the joint in my pantry, and you can make a pudding out of it. You can make, there's a recipe to make pudding out of the sea moss, which is great because you could put cacao, like that chocolate cacao, have it taste like that chocolate, and then make it into a pudding, and then you can give it to the kids. And the reason why I even brought up the sea moss is because it has 90, I believe it's 96 of the 102 minerals that make up the body. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, I think 102 minerals, that might even be wrong. I think it's 108 minerals that make up the body, but we could look that up, or you could look that up at your own time. Do your diligence. But this is a great map. Get that sea moss, have that on deck. Make sure the source that you're getting the sea moss from is a good source. Even there's videos out there that tell you how to tell good sea moss from bad sea moss. A great brother to look up is Brother Patrick Delves. Benjamin brother Patrick Delves. He has a YouTube channel, he has Facebook, etc. That brother, he deals with the health. He recommends dealing with the sea moss. Even if you have children, using the sea moss, and making it into a formula, for your children, for their early development stages. You know what I'm saying? This is something that we should be dealing with, right? And it's lawful for us to deal with the sea moss, to eat as well. Sea moss is good. You could look up moringa as well. Moringa got a bunch of different minerals that's in it. Look up moringa. That's something else too. All right, let's get to some of the scriptures I was going to bring out, or the main scripture that I was going to bring out. Let's bring that out. All right, the main scripture that I was going to bring out, the scripture that's inspiring this lesson. It's not really a lesson. It's just more like advice. You know what I'm saying? And we should be dealing with the health. We need to be in optimal performance. You know what I'm saying? Because we battling so many different elements out here in the world, and these devils putting stuff in our water. These devils is withdrawing minerals from the ground. These devils is putting stuff in the air in the cities. These devils is taking out minerals from the food, making GMO foods. So it's just these devils are messing with us neurologically. putting antennas and signals through the atmosphere, through the air, messing up with our different, with all different, our sensory and all different. This devil's hitting us in many different angles. So at least if we can keep our organs and our body, to a certain point, using the scriptures, the advice from the scriptures, and the knowledge that brothers and sisters have gotten, which we can share with one another, at least we can maintain a certain level of health physically as we maintain spiritual health through the scriptures. The scriptures, you know, this is like, we got to be thankful every day that we even have this tool, because if we didn't have this tool, man, we'd be running through it in ignorance. You know what I'm saying? We go to Ecclesiasticus 39:26. Let's see. The principle things for the whole use of a man's life. These are the principal things that we need in our life, right? We don't need nothing else but these things. These things are things that we need, is that's gonna be forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you know dealing with the flesh, right? Okay, let me run it back. The principal things for the whole use of a man's life are water, right? And then we see water, we take it lightly. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, water, all right, cool. A lot of our water sources that we're getting water from, they're acidic sources. When you're dealing with acidic um when you're dealing with acidic water, it makes like, remember, our bodies are made of mostly water. So if you have an acidic environment inside your body, it's going to be more conducive to harbor disease. When you have an alkaline body, it makes disease and illness and bacteria, etc., uninhabitable in your body. So essentially, you could create an environment within yourself, within your physical self, that is rid of all diseases and the different things, the different entities that these devils out here, producing. You know what I'm saying? So alkaline water, right? Let's look at alkaline water. Let's look at that. I had it over here somewhere. Just real quick definition. You could look up these keywords and phrases on your own. Just take notes, or put this video in a save. Save this video, like the video, share it with a brother and sister, right? Alkaline water that's less acidic than regular tap water. Proponents, which you shouldn't be drinking tap straight up like that either. And I make that mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you use the tap water like to clean dishes and etc. Like, we should really be filtering all our water, even the bath water. You know what I'm saying? Because these devils putting all kind of stuff into the bath water, chlorine to clean it. They say it's to clean it, fluoride and all these other things, and we breathe this stuff in. It not only has an effect on our skin, which we could tell. Like, if you live in the city, I live in New York City, you get in this water, man, you come out the bath and you feeling like your skin is getting dry, like it's not moisturizing your skin properly. You know what I'm saying? But when you go on vacation, you feel the water. It's totally different effect. So the way that this water is affecting us, it's affecting our skin. It's affecting also, we breathing in the chemicals that they putting into the water too. So these devils hitting us in all kind of ways that we're not even privy to. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, alkaline water, believe that it can neutralize the acid in your bloodstream. So the acidicness, right? Remember, having that acidic, having your body being in an acidic state, it makes a condition that disease could harbor in. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make our body alkaline, right? Believe that it can neutralize the acid in your bloodstream and help your body metabolize nutrients more effectively, right? Leading to better health and performance. So something that people have to realize is we have to create a alkaline state in our body, so that way our body could even metabolize the nutrients. So we could be taking in nutrients from different sources, whether it be through supplement, source, like when you get your vitamins, etc., or when you're getting it through food. But your body won't even be able to metabolize those nutrients if you're dealing with an acidic body. You know what I'm saying? So this is the first step into even getting on your way towards being in that, healing yourself. You know what I'm saying? You have to start with that water. So you can get different things to help you, deal with that. Buy better quality water. Look for alkaline water. You could get things to test it yourself. Look, they got a recommendation on here. I mean, when we looking at this water, this claims to have a certain level of alkalinity. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. I would question the type of container that the water is in. Normally we should try to get water that's alkaline, that's in a glass bottle over a plastic bottle. You could do your research on that, right? So, oh, look at this. I never even saw this kind of water. That's pretty interesting. That's a good price. At the end of the day, man, we need to have high quality water, and then also try to get the best type of filtration system that you can for your sink and for your bathroom shower. You can get filters. There's different kind of filters that you can get for your bathroom shower even too, right? They got activated charcoal filters. You got to do your research on what kind of filters you want. I'm not selling no products. Ray's not selling no products on this channel. I'm gonna have another channel dealing with those sort of things. This channel right here, I'm not selling no products. You got to do your research. Maybe later on I'll recommend certain things. The filtration, you could look for water osmosis machines. You could look up the difference between distilling, filtering, osmosis, etc. Do your research on all those keywords that I'm dropping right now. That's like, this could be 3 hours long of information that I could drop, but I'm just hitting the key points. So get those filtration systems, get a filter for your bath, all of that. You'll be chilling, right? So we dealt with the alkaline water. So water, just being able to metabolize your nutrients more effectively to get the most out of your food. So this is gonna, changing your water will turn your health around just in general, because even the foods that you are eating, you're gonna be able to metabolize those nutrients better. So water is like the number one, and that's why it's in the scriptures. We're talking about the whole use of a man's life is water off the rip, right? All right, continue. Now we see fire. Now, my breakdown of fire isn't that deep. I didn't give it too much thought as far as fire. But we do need fire. We need fire to cook the different things that we're making. We use fire even to boil the water if we're in a situation where, we out in the wilderness and we need to drink a certain stream of water. We don't know what's going on with the water. Could be contaminated with different things. You know what I'm saying, in the atmosphere, whatever, depending on the conditioning the condition that we're in. Even if some of us might not be able to afford the clean water off the rip, right? And we're forced to use the sink, you know what I'm saying? Or we're in an area where we can't, where certain things aren't available. We boil the water that we have, and then as you boil it, you kill the bacteria in the water, and then you're able to drink it or use it for whatever purpose. If you have a lime or a lemon, boom, drop that joint in there, and then bang, you got the alkaline, right? You could look that up, right? Adding lime or lemon to water. That's a way to alkaline your water. That's something you could look up on your own, right? So continuing on, fire is something we definitely need. These are the things that a man's life, a person's life, that you need. Now, iron. When you think of iron, there's many uses of iron. You got iron as far as your sword. You got iron to make tools to use for different things, to construct and build and destroy whatever you need to do with iron. And also just going back to the minerals that we need. Going back to these minerals that we need, dealing with the iron, you know what I'm saying? number 46. This is in alphabetical order. Number 46. There's 102 minerals that make up the body, and you got iron right there. So it's something that we definitely need and be mindful of, that we need. You know what I'm saying? So dealing with the iron, I think I had something dealing with the iron here. Look, iron is one of the most vital minerals, right? While all human cells contain iron, it is mostly found in red blood cells. The health benefits of managing iron levels include eliminating fatigue. And a lot of us is tired. Even me, I'd be tired, man. So, just having that abundance of energy, man, we need that iron on deck. And many of its sources, iron also plays, and just in this captivity, man, we need to be fully optimal just to be able to do the things that we need to do, raising our children, going to work, doing the real work of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? We need to have that optimal energy. And the more energy that you have, the more work that you can do for the Lord, the more that you can sacrifice for other people. So, just this is a primary thing that we need to have. We need to be at an optimal level so we can do the works that we need to do. We can go back to the parables of the ant, how the ant, how it works in the winter time to let me get that parable of the ant, man. The working ant. Let me get that. Let me see the sluggard. I believe it's a sluggard and the ant, something like that. Let me get that real quick. In Proverbs 6. Let's get that Proverbs 6 out real quick. Proverbs 6 and 8 through 8. Proverbs 6, chapter 6, verses 6 through 8. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways, and be wise, which having no guile, overseer or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. You know what I'm saying? So just like being active and proactive every day, you're not being tired, not sleeping too long, you know what I'm saying? Having that energy and fatigue, that iron that we ingest will help you. So that's something to consider, you know what I'm saying? And even the Lord said that it's a principal thing. So we need to have that as a principal thing. Now dealing with the iron, let me see. Iron, okay. Iron overdoses are rare, and most of the time, if there is more iron in the body than necessary, the body will save it for future use. I didn't even know that. That's powerful. Most people get all the iron needed from their diets, but certain illnesses make it necessary to use iron supplements. That's the thing, though. We have to go back to what it said about the water. We have to make an environment that's non-acidic in our body, so that way our body can metabolize. How you say it? Well, our body will be able to take in the nutrients properly. So create that alkaline body, non-acidic body, so that way there won't be any illnesses in our body, so we could be able to process the iron, you know what I'm saying? So you won't need supplements. You could just get it straight through food, right? These when you're dealing with supplements, what's the word for that? I'm thinking of a certain word. It's not organic, you know what I'm saying? It's not, the Lord didn't set it up that way. It took somebody to formulate it in a lab and make it that way. So now you got to take a supplement. You're not going to be able to process that the same way like you would with food with an alkaline body, right? Reduces fatigue. Look, restores sleep, improves concentration. That's key. Like, how much we deal with neurologically, these devils put in all kind of signals and waves and all of that. Improving concentration, that's definitely something that is necessary when we're meditating on the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we don't realize it, but we're becoming addicted to certain things, like addicted to using that phone with social media, and addicted to watching certain programs, addicted to doing certain things. So we have to focus more on the important things, the productive things, you know what I'm saying? Doing the work of the Lord, right? Look, boosts immunity, treats anemia. A lot of our sisters are anemic, and the reason why your sisters is anemic, because it goes back to like that acidic body versus the alkaline body. You could just study that Dr. Sebi. You should just definitely get an understanding of the Dr. Sebi information, and it'll help you in your life, you know what I mean? Okay, boom. Look, dealing with all that information, you guys could go to the website and you know, get more information on that. Just get the keywords and look it up, etc. Right? So we're dealing with the iron. The iron, definitely. All right, and salt. So now, even salt, and I just got a thought in my mind. When you're dealing with that salt, man, there's so many important uses for salt, starting with the preservation of meat, right, and foods. So in the ancient days, we would hunt, let's say, game, right, a clean animal, venison or whatever. Now we can't just kill this animal, this large animal, and then what's gonna happen? We're gonna get a little bit of food right now and feed whoever, and then what? The meat is gonna go bad. So what? How do we preserve this meat? Well, we preserved it with the salt, with the sea salt that we used to. We were able to harvest sea salt, right? There's some methods of harvesting salt naturally. You should look those up, right? You should get familiar with that. And then there's something called I forget the word. It slips my mind right now. Let's run it back. Preserving meat with salt. I forgot what it's called. There's a word for it. Come on. Damn, what's it called, man? Curing. When you cure the meat. There you go. So you use salt to cure the meat. So now when you cure the meat, you'll be able to you dry out the meat of all the water, because remember the water carries bacteria. So essentially what the salt does, it takes out all the water from the meat. So now the meat won't go bad, right? Let's look at actually what the definition of curing meat is. Let's look it up. Let's just look it up real quick. Google Scholar, yo. Curing any various food preservation process. Or you could do it with fish. Curing any aim of drawing moisture out, right, of the food by the process of osmosis. And what's interesting with the osmosis, I mentioned this earlier. You can get an osmosis machine that will purify your water, right? So that's something that I have, and then you should look to as well, maybe as an option for what kind of filter you want. But you should do your research, because maybe I could be wrong, and maybe you might find even something better than what I got, right? So yeah, getting the moisture out of the food. You see how dry it gets? Look, man, this is a practice. Yo, Israelites don't talk about this. Israelites do not talk about this like that. I haven't heard it. But how we gonna survive if we don't know these? If we don't have these practices, man? People, I mean, we got faith in the Lord that the Lord is gonna deliver us, out of our captivity, etc. But we need to know these things, man. This is our heritage. This is things that we used to do. You know what I'm saying? These are practices that we could even implement and even support our families with. And yo, we could save so much money if you got a house and you get the whole animal, then you cure the meat, and you could just like you could have yo, you could save so much money on food. Food won't go bad, man. You take out what you need for the day, you know what I'm saying? And then just use it, and the meat would taste so much better. It's so much more flavor, man. It's like the possibilities are endless with this, man. So we definitely, this is a ancient practice that we gotta come back to, man. We lost everything, and we have to come back to this. So do your research on this, you know what I'm saying? This is very important. What's next? Well, we still dealing with the salt. Remember, we supposed to season our food with salt also. So now, what are the health benefits of? Man, there's so much out here, man. There's so much information. All praise to the Most High that He was able to even, give us any of this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. Sea salt. this is the primary salt that we talking about right now. You got different kinds of salt, and there's arguments dealing with the salt. When you got pink Himalayan salt, you got all kind of other salts. One thing that we know for sure, that iodine salt, that salt that you see in the supermarket, right? Let me show you the salt. I forget the name of the brand. Let me see. Um, I forget the name, man. That's that one. Yo, that's the salt you don't want, right? Don't even look at that salt. Don't even look at that salt, right? The salt that I usually get, and I'm not promoting no products, but this is the salt that I mess with. Now, if this isn't a proper salt for me to be using, somebody just throw in the comments, give me some information about maybe a better choice of salt that I should be using, right? But I'm gonna deal with Amalek salt. You know what I'm saying? Amalek kosher salt, kosher sea salt. This is my go-to. And you could even taste the power in it, right? Kosher sea salt. And there's many benefits for salt, with salt, right? This is the one I get. This is the joint I be getting, the big box. It usually be on sale too. It'd be like $2.99. I gotta re-up on it too. I'm running out. But this is the salt that I use, you know what I'm saying? And yo, it's fire, right? So now the benefits of sea salt. Reduces inflammation by bringing in the necessary minerals that the body uses to boost its immunity. So this is another agent to be able to process the minerals, right? So you need this. That's one thing, man. We're not getting the right things that we need to be able to process these minerals by providing the body with enough water and potassium. So the salt works hand in hand with the water. It actually helps prevent heart disease and improve cardiovascular health, man. Just that fatigue, just being active. These are the things that we need, man. We have to, keep this in our mind, teach our children, teach our friends, our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? That's charity too, you know what I'm saying? Putting people onto information about the health, you know what I'm saying? We gotta heal each other. That's part of the healing, you know what I'm saying? That Yahweh Shah did too, you know what I'm saying? Healing. Um, that's healing the sick and curing the blind right there, man. Giving them the information that they need, man, according to what the Lord said. All right. And then also another use of sea salt, you could gargle sea salt and swish for sea salt in your mouth, and that's a good agent for cleaning your gums and get rid of the bacteria in your gums naturally, right? With sea salt, and you heal and restore your gums health, right, and your bone health, versus using like a chemical, like a chemical mouthwash, like a Listerine. The Listerine feels like it's doing a lot of work, right? It might work, it might be good, but there's more natural what's the word, more natural products that you can use, and a cheap effective product would be the water and the sea salt. And then you could move into things like mint with tea tree oil and water, and so on and so forth, dealing with the different herbs. You could do your research on those. We're gonna, that's another topic for another day, right? So that's dealing with the salt. um I don't want to rush through this. This is longer than what I thought it was going to be, but oh well, we'll just get into it anyway, right? Flour of wheat to make bread, right? And you know, like Passover season, we get rid of the leaven, you know what I'm saying? The leavening agents. But flour of wheat, remember that let's get rid of my flour of wheat at. My flour of wheat. Remember, like I had another set of, oh, I had these scriptures here. You got a lot of different recipes of how to make flour, you know what I'm saying? So don't disregard those other recipes, as long as those as long as those foods are clean foods, you know what I'm saying? Foods that we are lawful to eat. So keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, you can make your own breads. We can make our own breads. It's always better fresh, you know what I'm saying? And you're always gonna have more of an abundance when you dealing with when you're making things from scratch, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of these flour a lot of these flours that you can make, they can stay in the cabinets for long periods of time. So these are just foods that we was dealing with in the ancient times, and we were able to have an abundance of it, and they were full of nutrients and the different things that we need. So we need to come back to these things, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop thinking that we got to be always buying product and things that is made for us, because and these devils, Lord knows what they're doing in these factories, and they're contaminating a lot of these foods that we're eating. A lot of these products have, you could even do your research, a lot of these products, they can legally be sold, and they have point something something of bug in it, point something something of fecal matter in it, point something something of different things in it, and we're consuming it like it's all good. And then it's better we get the natural sources, even support our brothers and sisters who might have be growing food out there. There's definitely brothers and sisters within the community that's growing food. I don't want to plug anybody, I don't really know off the top of my head, but we should definitely support each other and encourage each other to grow food and grow these things naturally, and be able to identify them, and have that knowledge of them, you know what I'm saying, and the health benefits of them, so we could pass it to our children, and pass it to our brothers and sisters out there, etc. And you can even become a merchant yourself and sell these products and help the nation while providing for your family, you know what I'm saying? So there's different types of flour that you can make. I had Yeah, you could make flour from grinding grains, roots, legumes, right? That's what I was looking up before. Beans, right? Nuts and seeds. You know what I'm saying? And cereal flour is the main ingredient of bread, and which is staple food for most cultures. I dealing with the flour. This is a principal thing that you find in Israelite culture, dealing with the unleavened bread. You know what I'm saying? This is something that was always part of our culture, so we should be familiar with it, and learn how to make it from scratch. You know what I'm saying? Flour, to create a flour, and make unleavened bread, etc., from scratch. Our Proverb 31 women, y'all gotta hold it down, especially the brothers. We gotta hold it down. Okay, we got scriptures dealing with the beans, right? The reason I brought this out is because that's one way we made flowers at one point, right? Flour at one point. I just wanted to get into the scriptures real quick, just dealing with this. In Ezekiel 4 and 9, take thou also unto thee wheat and barley. Now be careful with the barley, because some people have allergic reactions to barley. Um, I'm not gonna get into the science behind just having allergies, etc. But maybe sometimes our allergic reactions is coming from a bad source of barley, you know what I'm saying, or a bad source of something. So we always got to make sure that we're getting the organic food, you know what I'm saying. Try to shop organically as best as you can, even if the item says that it's organic. Where is it being sourced from? How's that process? Who's handling this food? You know what I'm saying? Got to be careful, because now in today's society, you got organic non-seeded grapes, which makes no sense. How are you growing grapes without a seed? You know what I'm saying? How are you calling it organic? So we got to be careful with these devils and the trickery that they put on the labels, right? So take unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof according to the number of days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof. So this is just a recipe that they set up for us to do. And God, and Genesis 1 and 29, and God said, behold, I have given every herb bearing seed, like we spoke of earlier, right? Every herb bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in which there is the fruit of a tree yielding seed, to you that shall be your meat. So we know we're supposed to be dealing with the seeds. When if a fruit doesn't have a seed, we're not supposed to be dealing with it. If a herb isn't sourced from seeds, we shouldn't be dealing with it. That's manufactured. We shouldn't be dealing with it. That's something that Dr. Sebi used as a staple in his teachings. So we got to take heed to that, and we got to always keep that in mind. Okay, 2 Samuel 17 and 28 brought beds and basins and earthen vessels and wheat and barley and flour and parched corn. What does that mean, parched corn? I don't know what that is. Even when dealing with the corn, like a lot of this corn that we getting out here right now, that's not the proper corn that we're supposed to be eating. So you got to do your research on that, right? Parched, oh, dried out with heat. Okay, that's cool. So preserve it, right? Parched corn, roasted corn, right? A lot of Northern Kingdom deal with the corn. You can go to Asher, right? And they got this soup or drink that they make with that purplish looking corn. That's the good corn. I forget the name of it though. Purple corn. I forgot the name of that joint. This is what it looked like. This is the real deal. This is the real, right? In Peru. Ooh. This is the fire. Uh-huh. This is that corn this is the real corn right here. This is the real joint. Do your research, right? But at least you can go to a Peruvian restaurant and they make a drink out of this. And this is like the superfood right here, this corn. Yeah, you could get it from Peruvian restaurants. I believe Asher got it too. Colombian restaurants. Ecuador, I believe they got it too. Y'all can check that out. I'm not sure if Benjamin got it though. I'm not sure if y'all deal with that, but this is powerful. That's something y'all can look up on your own. So this is something that we was dealing with in the ancient days. You know what I'm saying? So what else? All right, so parched corn and beans and lentils and parched pulse. I don't know what that is. You can look that up on your own. That's not the point. The point is dealing with the flour. All right, a flour of wheat, right? That's something that's necessary. We need to make our bread with it, right? Something to fill us up to eat. Honey, and to breeze through honey. I mean, honey. We use it when we're sick all the time. Honey is responsible for its antioxidant properties, as well as its antibacterial and antifungal power. They also have thought to be the reason raw honey has shown immune boosting and anti-cancer benefits. That cancer messing with us out here in Israel, right? These devils, right? So heavy processing destroys these valuable nutrients, right? So you got to get raw organic honey, right? When you're shopping for your honey. So that's something that we need to give to the kids. It's also good for a sweetening agent for certain foods that our children don't want to eat. As a tip, I like to give my son oatmeal, right? So what I do is, first of all, I'm putting herbs. Like all right, you have to boil the water, right? So when you boil your water, what I like to do is I like to put my herbs in the water that I'm boiling. Whatever herbs you feel like giving your kids that day, whether it be burdock root, you could put what else I giving him the other day? Raspberry, I put root. You could put whatever kind of herbs, you're trying to give your children that they wouldn't normally drink straight. You put it in the water, right? Boil it up. Let it soak in there. Then take that water and then you use it in the when you're making your oatmeal. You use that water instead with the herbs already soaked in. You could do this for yourself too if you don't like to drink it, right? You mix it with the oatmeal, boom. So now, oh, and even running back even further, once you get the herbs already settled in the water, if you want, if you're the type of person that needs to have something sweet, or the children, for example, you could put the banana, burrow bananas preferably, because remember, like these bananas that we dealing with, also there's like they're so far removed from the original banana. So if you can get the burrow banana, which is the smaller bananas, you could get those burrow bananas for the low from Elam. When you go to Elam supermarket in the Elam community, they don't do each other dirty. They're not dealing with the Moabite. They're not dealing with, not, let me not even say that. They're not dealing with American sources. They're dealing with straight from back in their homeland. So a lot of times they have a lot of good fruits in there, and you can get the burrow bananas from them. So that's a key, right? If you live in New York City, you could find Elamite, you could find the Elamite bananas and fruits and vegetables that are for the low, that are high quality, in an area called Jackson Heights, Queens, where you have a big Elamite community there, and you have multiple markets. So they're over there competing with each other. They're sourcing from, Elamite land, like Bangladesh and India, etc. And they have the herb, they have the what you call it? They got the fruits there. They got the burro bananas there. Anyway, you throw some banana in there, and what happens is the water, the taste of the flavor of the water is gonna taste like the fruit that you put in there. So if you want banana flavor, it's gonna taste like banana. If you want apple flavor, it's gonna taste like apple, or whatever other flavor that you want, blueberry, etc. So you put that flavor that you want in there of the fruit that you want, and then you soak the oats in it, and then you add the honey, which is the point of this, right? Then you add the honey, and then your kids are gonna dog it and get all the benefits from it, all the benefits that the honey has. You know what I'm saying? So honey is something that definitely we need, dealing with the immune system. And also, something that a lot of people didn't know, we supposed to be eating the honeycomb, man. And it's in the scriptures. Let's look it up. Honeycomb. We supposed to be eating that honeycomb, not the cereal. That cereal is a bootleg honeycomb. So the scriptures, there's many scriptures that deal with the honeycomb. Like the full soul loatheth a honeycomb. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb. Pleasant words. Anyway, excuse me. What you call it? Let's look at the benefits of honeycomb. All right. Man, it's so many different things. Like, we're only touching the tip of what we need to discuss, right? Honeycomb also contains beeswax, which provides heart healthy long chain fatty acids and alcohols. These compounds, I'm just being a Google scholar, all right? Y'all can do your own research. The compounds may help lower cholesterol levels. Raw honey and beeswax, two main components. Let me get a different source. Alright, you could do your research. We got to deal with the honeycomb also, right? So let's just speed this along, because I kind of want to end this a little bit in a few. Milk. Now, remember, the milk that we get from the supermarket today is not good milk, right? So there's different kinds of milk sources. In the ancient times, we drank the goat milk, right? Now, a lot of us aren't fortunate enough to have livestock, and that's something that we should, if it's your office, if you live in a city, or if you live in the countryside that you're able to have livestock, you should take advantage of that, and you should show our other brothers and sisters how to raise animals, man, because that's a skill that I have no clue, and that's not my office, and I live in the city, so I can't, we're unable to, you know what I'm saying? But dealing with the goat milk, that's definitely something that I would suggest. Now, Dr. Sebi would suggest that I say do your diligent research. You definitely could look at drinking almond milk, cashew milk and creating it yourself, and milk from the different nuts, and you could create milk from a lot of different ways other than getting it from cow milk and goat milk. But I mean, I think you should do your due diligence and research dealing with the goat milk. um Benefits of goat milk: got different essential proteins, right? Development and repair of the body, right? Development, for our children. Easily digestible fats and proteins. Lower lactose, plenty of calcium, blood pressure friendly, good source of key vitamins, natural low cholesterol, other essential minerals. Do your homework on the goat milk and different types of milk that you can make naturally, right? And remember, like when you buy this almond milk and cashew milk from the store, okay, it's a um decent alternative from the milk that we normally would drink, but that's not the real deal. That's not the raw. That's not the hard. That's not the one that we supposed to be drinking. It'd be better if you made it yourself, right? Because they're adding preservatives in those things. Okay, and the blood of the grape, which inspired this lesson, right? Let me just run through it real quick. The blood of the grape. Now remember, grapes and berries is like the same family group. So when we're dealing with the berries are loaded with antioxidants, help improve blood sugar, insulin response for our diabetes people. Berries are high in fiber. Berries provide many nutrients. Lower cholesterol, good for your skin, and um, dealing with the brain function, dealing with the nervous system, right? So the message that the brain channels to your body parts, just functioning better, especially with our children. Maybe they have some type of a lot of our children they growing up with now, they dealing with a lot of so-called learning deficiencies, right? And we're gonna break down a lot of this because a lot of kids are getting diagnosed with autism and they're not really autistic, and they really have different things like apraxia, or they might have ADHD or so-called, or all these made up different illnesses, right? So my wife could build heavy on that. She's a pro. These are things that once our children are able to eat, they grow on their teeth, they're able to eat. These are things that we should include in their diet. So they should just daily be eating berries or these sort of things that help the nervous system for their development. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that way they can function at optimal levels as their development continues. They can function at a high level. So, and for us to function at a high level as well. Um, Eating berries is helpful. It may help your brain to improve your memory. We need that, right? The latest research. So aging process decreases. Berries improve memory, preventing dementia. Remember, think about like us compared to our grandparents. Our grandparents were working and optimal well into their late ages. Us, we're in a society right now where we so sick, man. We 30 years old feeling like we 50, 60, 70 years old. So we have to reverse this, man. We got the knowledge, we gotta use it. Preventing dementia, and then other things you could do the research on that. I'm gonna rush through this a little bit because the video is a little longer than what I expected it to be. Oil, we need oil, not only for cooking, not only for anointing. We need to be oiling the scalp. That's a law. Um, ingesting oils. You know what I'm saying? Healthy fats for our heart. You could look up more into healthy oils, right? And we need clothing. Those are the things that we need that are principal in a man's life. And I just want to end this out because this video went a lot longer than I intended it to. And we'll build on this at a future date. We'll elaborate on more things on this channel and as well as other channels that are going to be created. I'm gonna do some work with my wife too, because she want to bring out some stuff dealing with the health and wellness, etc. And dealing with battling these devils like system, dealing with law and different subjects like that. So we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. That's all praise, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father in the name of His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I hope this was edifying. Peace, family. Shalom.